So, dear students, this class we shall devote to book 3, Invitation to English, book 3. Open the page at 90, and the topic is interpreting graphs, charts, tables and diagrams. You know, students, one is have you seen in your district, in any other square, the map showing the direction of different offices? Take the example. Suppose there is one Lakshman Naik Square, Lakshman Naik Square in Sambalpur. This is the square. The right hand road goes to the college. The left road, college and Tahsil office. Left road goes to the police station and the school. The front road goes to the collector office and other offices. When you stand on the square, you look at the map with arrow marked lines, and from that you come to know in which direction what office is. This is the picture in graph or in lines that indicates the direction of the offices. We say it pictorial information like this. Suppose this is the square. Right hand, it goes to college, Tahsil office. Left hand, police station. Government school. Front, collector office, collectorate. In simple, it is Lakshman Naik Square. So, dear students, this is the picture. This picture in arrow marks, it shows in, and also it speaks the distance 1.5 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, the distance and the direction. This is the picture in arrow marks. We say it pictorial presentation of the direction to go to different offices. And if we have to express it in words, how can we express? We can express it if you stand at Lakshman Naik Square, looking north, right hand at the distance of 1.5 kilometers, you may go to the college and the Tahsil office. In the front, you go 1 kilometer, you will reach the collectorate. On the left, you go 2 kilometers, you will go to the police station and the government school. This is the verbal or the expression in words. First, this is the picture You may say chart, you may say graph, you may say diagram, anything. It is the picture. In the picture, we get the different locations with distance to different government offices. We can understand also the direction, the distance and the location of the office from the picture. And in this chapter, what we have to do? We have to interpret the pictorial information in words, in sentences. It is called interpretation of graphs, diagrams and or the charts. Means to write in words, to express in words, to express in sentences the pictorial information. Pictorial information or information given in the picture. So it is interpretation of graphs. We can interpret it in the form of graphs or charts or tables or diagrams. You see students, when it is not verbal, it is non-verbal. This interpretation, non-verbal, this graphic interpretation can be changed into words, into verbal interpretation to be expressed in words and sentences. They are tables or bar charts or pie charts or flow charts or organization chart. And how to interpret the pictorial chart, the pictorial information in picture, pictorial, how to. So, you students, my advice is you look minutely, thoroughly into the pictorial presentation. In which direction the college is located or the tahsil is located, at what distance. In which direction the police station and the government school located, at what distance. In which direction the collectorate located, at what distance. So first my advice is, first have a minute look at the pictorial presentation. Then the most important is try to understand the information it contains. Means what it speaks or what it is about. What it is about. And then write the paragraph. And you see, write in short. You have to, in the exam, you have to write in 70 words, 70. Don't make it long. Write the exact points. Exact points. Don't repeat the words or the information. So that you will get time to answer other questions. First of all, look at the graph. Look at the graph. Read the instruction. Then try to understand what the graph is about. Then try to write the exact thing in 70 words, so that you will get good marks, you will not lose time, and what? You will get good marks. Suppose it is also in your book, activity 10. Click करना. Activity 10. Use the information in the, it is a chart. So, we interpret the pictorial presentations in words. What are they? They are table, chart, bar chart, pie chart, or bar chart, pie chart, graphs and tables. And here it is a chart. It is a chart. It speaks about the engineering course. It speaks about what engineering course is. Sorry, what engineering course is popular, and the students take interest to get admission. The students, more students take interest to get admission in what engineering subject. This is it is all black. It is all black. It is white. It is white. All black, all white. All black, all white. You see, black, it is electronics subject, electronics. White, it is civil engineering. There are two subjects, two courses in that college. One is electronics, another is civil engineering. Civil engineering represented by blank space, and electronics represented by black space. Then the year, it is 0, 1970, 1980 the year, 1990, 1998. $200, 400, then 600, then 800. $1,000, 1,200. Year, it speaks about the year of admission. In the engineering college, there are two subjects, electronics and civil engineering. And this chart shows the number of admission in the subjects, technical subjects, electronics and civil engineering in the year 1970, 1980, 1990, 1998. Then what happened? What was the case in 17? So, write the title of the topic. A report on the popularity of civil engineering and electronics courses between 1970 and 98. So, what? In 1970, there was high demand for civil engineering. There was high demand for civil engineering in the year 1970. As per the information, you may write of your own. 900 students took admission in the course or in electronics engineering. Civil engineering. 900 students took admission. You have to write of your own. Took admission in civil engineering in the year 1970, and only 625 students got admission into electronics subject. So demand for civil engineering was more in the year 1970. So civil engineering was the popular subject. Acha. So the parents, and why electronics was not popular? Electronics was not popular because it was newly introduced in the engineering college, and the students as well as the parents we are not sure about the career in what? Electronics. Career in electronics. So students got admission in civil engineering. Civil engineering. In 1980, what happened? In 1970, electronics was newly introduced, and the parents and students, they were not sure of the career of the future in electronics course. But gradually, they came to know that study of electronics course has a good career, good future. It gives a good career to the students. So gradually, the demand for civil engineering decreased. Decrease means Kamijiva. DECREASC, decreased. And in 1980, more students got admitted into electronics course instead of civil engineering. In 1990, it was there was great demand for civil electronics course. It is because growth of IT, information technology. IT industries hired students having electronics course and gave them job. So in 1990, 900 students got admitted into electronics course, while only 700 students got admission into civil engineering course. Then what happened in 1990? In 1990, there was high demand of electronics students in IT sector. Keeping in this view of the bright career, 1,000 students got admission in electronics course, and only 300 students got admission in civil engineering course, because electronics qualification in electronics guaranteed good job in IT sector for the students. That's all. We have to, you look at the graph, try to analyze with yourself what it is about, and write the exact thing in short, all total in 70 words, so that you will get time to answer other questions and you will get good marks. Then comes, let us analyze a chart. Chart means round circle, round, circular. It is a chart. The chart is about the percentage of passing of vehicles at a junction, between 9:30 and 11:30 in the morning. You know, students, from 9:30 to 11:30 in the morning, which is the busy hour, because people go to their offices, people go for other works, so the road is busy and vehicles are running. What type of vehicles are there running? Two-wheeler vehicles. Some of you ride two-wheelers, buses, cars, and three-wheeler vehicles, auto rickshaws. It is written in percentage. We have got 100%. At Lakshman Naik Square, between 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., it is a busy square. It is a busy square. It is a busy road. People go to office, people go for business, people go for their other work. So, vehicles are moving on the road. And the chart, it is give the idea what vehicle runs at what percentage or what numbers. What numbers? How can you write? From 100, two-wheelers 40%. If total vehicles will be 100, two-wheelers 40, buses 15, cars 25, three-wheelers 20. How many? 100. Total 100 vehicles. How to write in 70 words? You just the direct beginning, no introduction, no conclusion. Be practical. The number of motor vehicles that pass a busy junction or busy square, the number of vehicles that pass a busy junction or a busy square or a busy chakka, you may say, chakka of Sambalpur or of Koraput, between 9:30 and 11:30 in the morning. 9:30 and 11:30 in the morning presents a good scene. presents a good scene or very interesting to watch the vehicles running on the street. How? Of all the vehicles, two-wheelers top the list. What is the percent of two-wheeler running from 9:30 to 11:30? 40%. So among all the vehicles, two-wheelers on the top. Two-wheelers top the list. 40% of the people drive in their two-wheelers and go to their work. 40% of the people of the town drive two-wheelers, bike, scooty, all these things, two-wheelers, and go to their work. So, running up two-wheelers top the list. Acha. Top the list. 40% of the people driving in the two-wheelers is a case in point. Cars, three-wheelers, three-wheelers and buses pass during the time, but at 2 hours, 9:30, 11:30, and the percentage of the cars is 25%. Next to two-wheelers, three-wheelers, 20%, and the lowest percent is what? Buses. Only 15% buses around on the road at that time. 15% buses around on the road at that time. Because buses do not like to go on the busy junction or busy road. Two-wheelers can cross the busy road without difficulties. Three-wheelers also can cross the busy road. Cars can also cross the busy road, but not the buses. So, number of two-wheelers running, total 40% of the total. Cars running 25% of the total number, and three-wheelers running 20% of the total number, and number of buses less, it is only 15%, because buses don't like to run on the busy road, Okay. So students, office goers may be late in reaching their goal or reaching their place. If students and office goers go in the bus, they will be late. So they prefer either two-wheeler, three-wheeler or cars. So number of buses running in the busy junction is less, the lowest. It is 15%. Because it jams the road. It cannot run quickly. You will write like this in 70 words. And another graph is here. Another graph is here. The spending habit of old people and young people. There are two graphs pointing the spending habit of young people and old people in Odisha. And we have to write a comparative statement. Sorry. two graphs show in the picture the spending habit of young people. Graph 1, graph 2, old people. Acha, the spending is categorized as A, B, C, D. A means housing, light, power. B, clothing means dresses, footwear, chapala, and durable goods. Durable बोले स्थायी. C, other goods and services. D, food. Graph A, it is the graph about the spending habit of young people in Odisha. Graph 2, spending habit of spending habit of old people in Odisha. Acha, what happens? It is the comparative study of spending habit of old people and young people. So, A, housing, so 19% it is, 19%. A, housing, young, so both old people and young people spend 19% of their income in housing, fuel, light and power. Old people spend 27% of their income in housing, fuel, light and power. Light and power. Then in B means your clothing, footwear and durables. And the durables, they also don't spend more. Young people spend 17% of their income in clothing, footwear and other goods, and old people spend also less, 13% of their income in clothing, footwear and durables. Okay? And C, other goods and services. Other goods, and while young people spend 40% of their income on other goods and services, the old people spend only 33% of their income. Okay, what other goods and services? Including TV, coolers, fridge, all these things. Young people like it, old people don't like it. Similarly, both groups spend the least on clothing. They don't spend more on dresses. Clothing means dresses. On clothing, footwear and other goods. However, the young people spend more, 29%, so 24%. The young people spend more than the old people. You see? B, young people spend more in clothing, purchasing dress and footwear, other things than the old people. Old people spend only 30%. They don't need new footwear, they don't need new dress, but the young people need it. Okay? And need it. So the young people spend 70% of the income in dresses and in dresses, footwear, all these things, and old people spend only 30%, 13% of their income in purchasing footwear or dresses or other things. And the young people, what? The young people gives more priority to food than housing. Young people give more priority to food than housing. Old people give more priority to the young people. The young people give more priority to. They don't give more priority to food, whereas old people give more priority to food to keep them healthy. Keep them healthy. This is the comparative statement of the spending habit from their income of the old people and the young people in Odisha. You can write it, the exact things. No unnecessary description, exact things, only in 70 words to get the mark to answer other questions. You see, students, suppose it is a pie chart. It is a pie chart. The following is a pie chart of the cost of a construction materials of a building. Suppose your father builds a building. You purchase the materials. And it shows the cost of different materials, cement, brick, other things. Material. Write a paragraph in about 70 words interpreting the data in the chart. Supervision, the contractor, all these things. Timber, 8%. We use bricks, we use cement, and also we employ the laborers, Mistri, Majuria, all these people to do the work of construction, and also timber, make the doors, make the windows using the wood. This is the pie chart speaking about the cost of construction. Speaking about the cost of construction materials of a building. How to write? You have to write the above pie chart speaks about the cost of construction materials of a building. Direct answer. as per the data given here, the cost of a timber means पिले जो काठ लागुची झरका कबाट हवा पाई, the cost of a timber is the lowest, that is 8% of the total cost. And then supervision, you have to supervise whether the work is properly done or not, and you hire a man, hire बोले भड़ा राणीवा लगेगा लोक, you hire a man to supervise it whether the work is properly going on or not, and you have to pay him. So you pay 12% of the cost for supervision, and you purchase bricks to build the wall, to raise the wall, raise the house, and the cost of a brick, well, ita, 15% of the cost, and the house is made strong by the use of brick and more cement. The cost we use more cement for building the house, and it is 20% of the total cost or total expenditure. But the more surprising, astonishing, आश्चर्यकर कथा एया, दे who build the house, the laborers, the mason, MASON, mistri, and the laborers, Shramika, they actually build the house. So we use more laborers and masons for building the house, and the total cost of paying the labor is 45% of the cost of the total house. Okay? So for building a house, we need timber, we need brick, ita, we need cement, we need a supervisor. And we need laborers. The lowest is timber, the wood, to make the windows and doors. Then comes supervisor, giving the payment to the supervisor. It is 12% of the total cost of building the house. Then comes bricks, using bricks. The cost of bricks used in building the house is 15% of the total cost. Cement is more. Unless you use good cement and more cement, the building cannot be strong. So we use 20% of the cost of the building of the house on purchasing cement, and the more is on employing the laborers, the masons and laborers, because they build the house, they raise the house. So the total cost of the labor in building a house is 45% of the total expenditure of the house. 45%. So you can write this so that in 70 words, so that you can get good marks, very practical, and you will get time to answer other questions. You see, students, only by example that you see on the board, this chapter can be taught to you because it is the pictorial presentation, the things written in pictures are expressed in words, so that you will get marks, and you make the practice at home. You make the practice at home, so that you will get good, you will write it properly and you will get good marks. And here is another chart. The mark is 5. Mark is 5. So don't write more. Be practical. Read the graph or read the chart. Try to know what it means. Write it directly. The chart gives the information on the road accidents in Odisha in the year 2020. Road accident. এটা হয়নি। The road accident in Odisha in 2020. Write a paragraph in about 70 words on the information given below. What? ठीक है तो? What are the vehicles? Vehicles are trucks and tankers run on the road, cars run on the road, two-wheelers run on the road, bicycles run on the road, and three-wheelers run on the road. And this chart speaks about the number of accidents, road accident in Odisha in the year 2020. The number of accidents as shown in the chart shows that the cycle wala, the people driving the cycle are less, they make less accident in comparison to other vehicles. And people who drive two-wheelers, means bikes, scooters, all these things. Two-wheelers, they top the list. Two-wheeler top the list means it 330 accidents in the year. Two-wheeler accident, 350 accidents. And cars also, car drivers also meet with accident, though less in comparison to trucks and three-wheelers. First, the lowest accident made by bicycle riders, the highest two-wheelers, 350 accidents. Then, car drivers meet accidents less in comparison to trucks and three-wheelers. Trucks and three-wheelers, trucks and three-wheelers make more accidents than cars. So, the increase in the number of accidents caused by two-wheelers and trucks and tankers why? Why the trucks, tankers and two-wheelers make more accidents? Because of reckless driving. They don't obey the traffic rules, and the truck drivers, tanker drivers, and also sometimes the two-wheeler riders, they become drunk. Drunk means madhua. They drink wine. The truck driver drinks wine, drives. The tanker driver drinks wine, drives. And sometimes the two-wheeler driver, the motorcycle driver drinks wine and drives. So they are drunkards. They make accidents. They make accident. And also in Odisha, there is poor traffic management. Poor traffic, not good traffic management. And also, people do not obey the traffic rules. So they cause accidents. So, dear students, in all these charts and graphs, we analyzed how to express in words the graphical picture mentioned in the chart, in the graph, or in the table. You see, these are the pictures only given to you. It gives to you only indications, sanketa. In short, short re dauchi. You have to express it in words, but not long sentences, no comparison, nothing else, but only in 70 words. 70 words, the exact description, so that for 5 marks you will get good marks and you will get time to answer other questions. Thank you.